this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and today we are going to make a very simple Christmas thank you note. So I have already prepped my card so it will be ready to go, and I just wanted to show you some of the items that we will be using. Now, first thing that I'm going to be using is my old distress ink. It's Barn Door. I've had this for years, and I did buy some refresher because in the time that I was not crafting, I didn't use these much, but so far I haven't needed to use the refresher, so this is still holding up really well. And I have these red card bases, and I believe I got them in a pack from Michael's, in a Reflections pack is where I think that it came from, but it matches well with what I'm trying to make. Then I have the Hello and Thanks thin cut from Close to My Heart. I don't know if this is still available. Now that I am not looking at the Close to My Heart catalog all the time because I'm not consulting anymore, I really don't know if it's what's current and what's not. But if you can't find this, a thanks or a thank you or some other type of die cut will work. Then I have the Happy Heart Sentiment stamp pad stamp set from Close to My Heart. And then I have this new metallic paper from Tim Holtz. Now this is the metallic jewels. I have not yet purchased the metallic confections. I do have a pad of the new rose gold, but I just haven't purchased the confections yet. But these papers are absolutely gorgeous, and when I had them all out and was actually getting ready to do the die cutting, it was almost blinding how much light comes off the top of them. So I'm just going to set that aside, and we're going to get right into making our card. Now, I have already prepped the inside of the card, and I like to start with the inside just to get it done, but I also like to have a finished card on the inside. So what I did is I took a piece of paper, and I did forget to mention I am using some Recollections paper, and I have them chopped up kind of in a bag. Let's see. The particular paper pad that I'm using right now is the Save Freeze Bonjour paper pack, and you can see I have lots of scraps in there because I did a huge project where I used a lot of paper, so I have lots of scraps to make Christmas cards and if I want to make tags or whatever. So I have taken a piece of white daisy cardstock from Close to My Heart, and I've inked around the edge using the Barn Door ink, and then I'm going to take the Distress ink, again the Barn Door, and I'm going to ink up my stamp. So the stamp says a heartfelt thank you. So I've got that inked up. Let's grab my little stamp pad here, and I'm just simply stamping it on top. Now, I thought about doing it in black, and I think black would also be beautiful. I just chose to go ahead and use the Barn Door. It's not going to stand out quite as well as the black would, but you can still read it, so I think we'll be just fine. Now remember, because this is distress ink, you don't want to get that wet or it will run, but I don't plan on having water around the card. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my little mat here, and I have a little piece of white cardstock that I have cut down to about 1 3/4 inches wide by 4.5 inches long, and I'm also going to ink around the edge of that. Now I work off the mat into the cardstock, and I've got lots of ink on that mat already, so I'll have to clean that up. You'll notice that actually I smudged further than I wanted to on that, so no problem. I'm just going to turn it over, use the other side. You'll notice that this is a small mat. I had an older one, and back when we were doing classes with Close to My Heart, I cut it apart so that we could use it in classes. And so this is just a piece that I had rather than the big one. So we're going to set that aside, and then we're ready to assemble our card. I want to look at that and decide which side I like better. Either one of them is perfect. I think I'm going to go with the original one. We're going to pull our card base over here. I have another piece of cardstock from the Recollections pack, and it is cut at 5 3/8 wide by 4 1/8 because I just barely want that red rim to come around the edges. And then we are just going to use the Tombow adhesive and just quickly go around. Now when I'm making a card, I like to go close to the edge and go all the way around. You may be able to get by with less adhesive than that, but I prefer to know that my card base is going to stick, and so I would rather use a little bit more adhesive. The downside of that is if you make a mistake and it's on there crooked, it's probably going to just be permanently stuck. So we put that card base on, and now this is going to go towards the bottom, just like that. But before I do that, I'm going to put the die cut on it. And so this is, I don't know if the camera really picks up the shine. It kind of does if I move it just right, but this is the thanks that I cut using that metallic paper from Tim Holtz. I'm just going to peel that off of there. And I turned it into a sticker using my Xyron sticker maker just because it's so delicate. I thought that would be far easier than trying to use glossy accents or something to get it stuck down. Make much less of a mess. Much simpler. So now we're just going to go around the back again. I'm using lots of adhesive because I don't want to lose it. Nothing like getting a card in the mail in pieces. So we will stick that near the bottom. There we go. Very simple, but yet it's very pretty and ready to be sent. Now I did make a couple others, and they are pretty much the same. They just have a different background, and the other one is the same background as this one, but I did the same thing. I used this one actually had a little bit wider mat, and because I didn't care for the extra white on there, I went a little bit smaller on this one. So this one was more like probably 2 inches by about 4 1/4 or 4 1/2 wide. So I did that. Now this card base also opens on the side, which I was surprised. I didn't realize it did that. And then I have the inside prepped just like the inside of this one. So there we have it, a very simple thank you note that's ready to go for my Christmas thank yous. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.